kick this on the FM. If you're watching on social media, let me know where are you watching from. Hit the share button, and then feel free to ask some questions. Here we go. Good morning. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. It is 9 o'clock on a Wednesday. I got some guests in studio. I'm going to let them introduce themselves, and then we're going to have some fun talking about everything going on in the wrestling world. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. It's Sharmell, a.k.a. Queen Sharmell. I hope everyone is having a blessed day this morning.
Booker T, six-time world champ, two-time Hall of Famer.
Yes, sir. And so y'all are located in Texas City. You got a school. You got a whole bunch of stuff going on. Can you, first of all, what's important? The most important date that I think is coming up is that there's a huge event, an award show going on. What do we have?
Absolutely. So on Friday, March 26th, we're having our annual Rowards. You know, last year was a trying year for everybody, so we just want to have some fun and celebrate some people for all of their accomplishments. Now, this is a free show that we're doing, and tickets will go online. I should say reservations because it's a free Rewards, but we're limiting the number of people, still being safe and distancing. So those will go online this Friday. But if you're not able to secure one of those golden tickets, you can definitely see the show on Reality of Wrestling's YouTube channel and our Facebook page.
Yeah, this is like the Grammys for the Reality of Wrestling, honoring our guys that have accomplished so much over the year, like Sharmell was just saying, the last year was such a trying year, but I must say all of my young guys, all the students, they still soldiered through that year and made sure that Reality of Wrestling was here in 2021. And I give all those guys awards, so it's going to be a great night.
Absolutely.
You know, yeah, last year was an interesting year, but y'all shifted. And what are some things that y'all did to be able to keep the wrestling going?
You know, we had to dig deep. One of the things I'm really proud about is that Booker was able to just move the show literally outside. So we did drive-in wrestling shows. We set our wrestling ring up in the parking lot, and fans were able to drive their cars and stay in the safety of their cars, listen to the commentary over an FM radio station, and we were still able to bring that same amazing show to the fans. So we had to adjust just like everybody else and started doing drive-in wrestling shows.
Yeah, and we give our YouTube subscribers so much props for keeping Reality of Wrestling going, watching the product. Right now, we just went over 450,000 YouTube subscribers. So we're like, man, that's really, really awesome because they really kept us alive as far as creating revenue, being able to pay the rent, being able to pay the light bill, just making sure that our young people have a place to be able to fellowship, live out their dream, and that's what Reality of Wrestling is all about.
Whenever you started the school, that was the vision?
Yeah, I mean, the vision was just to give young people a place to be able to network, do something more than just be on the computer. If this is something that they wanted to get into, this is the route you want to take. Professional wrestling is like an underground sport, so for these young guys to have a springboard to actually get into it, for me, was very important because when I got into it, it was a 8-week course and it was $3,000 and you didn't learn a whole lot, but you got literally taken advantage of in a certain way. And I just wanted young people to, if they wanted to get in this business, this is the route to go. But the brotherhood, the connection that they're going to make with their peers, I think that's so much more important than the wrestling. The journey, I think, is so much more important than the wrestling. Being good people and paying their taxes and taking care of their kids is so much important than the wrestling. But the wrestling is a tool to actually get them all under one roof and work. You know, like I always say, we row in the same direction at the same time to get to our destination, and I think that's what it's all about.
Oh, yeah. So y'all have both very accomplished careers, and there's an award show. So I'm thinking about the awards that are going to be handed out, and even the people like last year and the people that have come out of Reality of Wrestling that have gone on to do some really big things. What have people gone on to do after, going through Reality of Wrestling?
I mean, we've had a lot of kids that come through Reality of Wrestling that's gone to major organizations. We one of our students, Angela, AQA, she just got signed with the WWE just last month, and we're so proud of her because it seemed like she was like as small as my little girl, 3 years ago, and now she's grown up and she's flown out of the coop, So no, we're proud, and that's what reality of wrestling is all about. If you have the talent to get to the next level, we're definitely going to motivate you to get to that. But if you just want to be a part of reality of wrestling and be on the local scene and just be a part of something, that's what it's all about as well. It's not about coming into the gym and thinking you're going to be a star overnight or anything like that. We don't sell any dreams or anything like that. But if you work hard, if you got the talent to make it to the next level, you will do that. But that's not what reality wrestling is really truly all about.
Sharmell, when did you get into the industry?
Wow. I got in the industry, I'm dating myself, in 1998. As a Nitro girl. So, yeah, prior to wrestling, I was a professional dancer touring with James Brown, and I was watching TV one day and saw the Nitro girls on television, and I said, oh, my gosh, I need to be a member of this troupe. So, yeah, I auditioned, and that's how I got into wrestling.
And Booker, I'm assuming you were on WCW at that time?
Yeah, I've been there since '93. And I was a young kid just living out my dreams, going around the world, having so much fun, doing a job that I had never imagined or dreamt of doing as a kid coming up. But, once I found, what I love to do, which was professional wrestling, I said, man, I'm going to hold on to this as long as I possibly can. And now
you're still at it.
And now 30 years later, I'm still holding on to it. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, you've accomplished pretty much everything in the wrestling industry. Is there anything else that you would still? I mean, you're still working and doing everything. Is there anything else left to do?
I only have one other accomplishment, one other championship goal for myself, and that's just to watch my little girl walk down the aisle. I have no itch to scratch as far as professional wrestling goes or anything like that. I had a great time doing it. I wrestled actively over 20 years in the ring without taking a vacation or anything like that. Like you say, I've done everything I possibly could do in professional wrestling, and I think now it's about motivating the next generation to do great things and be better than what I did. You know what I mean? I think that's my ultimate goal.
All right. So right now it is 9:05. This is KHEARadio.com, 99.5 FM. It's Kickstart. If you have any questions and you're watching on Facebook, feel free to share this out. If you're listening on YouTube or on KHEARadio.com or 99.5 FM, thank you. Feel free to tell someone to tune in. Hanging out with Booker T and his wife Sharmell. They have a wrestling school and a wrestling promotion right here in Texas City, Reality of Wrestling. There's a lot of stuff going on at the building, at the Mainland City Center. There's a lot of renovation. Have y'all had a chance to go look at the Texas Entertainment Experience yet?
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, we were there for the grand opening. My kids went absolutely nuts. So it's a fun place to be.
No, yeah. I mean, and that's one thing, they call it Tex.
Yeah.
Get down there and have some fun right there at the Mall on the Mainland because, that's our Dave and Buster's here in Texas City. We don't have to drive all the way to Houston to actually go and have the ultimate experience. It's right there at the Mall of the Mainland, right next to Reality of Wrestling as well.
Go.
So it's one of those things to where I say if you don't know about it, you're not going to go, but go one time and feel the experience and spread the word because that is the place to be in Texas City.
I went a week before they opened, and I'm going to try and say this in the nicest way possible. I was like, there's no way. I was like, this is not going to be open.
Hey, we went the day before it was opened, and we were
saying the same thing.
Yeah, but we were shocked when we went. It's amazing.
Yeah, but Jerome Karam, he actually, once he's like a dog with a bone. The owner of the mall there, he's like a dog with a bone, man. Once he get a hold to it, he's not going to let go. And those guys were telling me they had been working. One guy told me he had put in like 120 hours that week.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, he couldn't wait to go get some sleep. But that's what it's all about, putting in the work.
Yep.
Yeah, and they did. So I went the day that it opened, and I said, "This looks wonderful." Props off to Jerome Karam.
Absolutely.
The construction, B&O Construction over there, put it together and made it happen. It was really cool. And what I'm excited about in our area, there's a lot of new things that are coming up. Reality of Wrestling wasn't in the area. I think I'm from Lamarck. I grew up here, and there was nothing to do, nowhere to work, and now there's so much more to offer. Like my kids and my family go, and I brought my family to Reality Wrestling, and they have a blast. If somebody hasn't been to a Reality Wrestling show before, who is it for and what can they expect?
Well, it's definitely a family-friendly show. So if you're 2 or 80 or however old you are, it's an experience. And, Booker, and I'll let him say it because he always says it best about how it makes you feel and what you remember from wrestling events. But it always puts a smile on people's faces. And the one thing I love about Reality of Wrestling is that we're organic and we're homegrown. So the fans feel like they're making the wrestler in a sense. You know what I mean? It's not like it's somebody that they've seen on TV for a while and, they've got all this hype and fanfare behind them because they're in the big leagues. These are our homegrown heroes, and the crowd really gets behind them and pushes them and elevates them to the next level. So they feel like they're a part of our wrestler's success.
I just took the blueprint from, what Paul Bosch did back in the day with Houston Wrestling, I wear his ring. And Paul Bosch, made it fun for everybody that came into, the Sam Houston Coliseum. It was somebody there for everyone. You had, your Indian, you had your Mexican, you had your black guy, you had your white. Everybody was a star in Houston Wrestling, and that's what I tried to, model Reality of Wrestling after it, and that's giving everybody a piece of the action, everybody a chance to be a star at Reality of Wrestling. It's not like, Pop Warner or anything like that where everybody get a trophy, but if you earn it, if you earn that spot, you definitely going to get elevated, to the top position, no matter who you are. There are no cliques or anything like that. We just have a whole lot of fun, and we try to create that same feeling for the fans that come and watch it. Everybody that come to a professional wrestling show, they know what they're coming to see, but we try to take it a little bit extra and try to make it the best Broadway play that they've ever seen, the best movie that they ever walked out of and say, man, I can't wait to go home and rent it and watch it again. That's what Reality of Wrestling is all about, just making you feel a certain way, and there it is. Everyone get a piece of that.
And that's why I'm so thankful, really, for the fans, especially because of 2020. They still supported us, and because when you come to Reality of Wrestling, it's like a suspension of animation. You forget about everything, all the troubles that are going on outside, right? You just come in and you have a good time, and for that couple of hours, it's just pure fun. You forget your worries, and we're able to provide that. I'm so thankful for that, and I'm thankful for the fans for riding with us all this time and letting us do that.
We had a show a couple of months ago, and it was called Swing Vote. And we had a bunch of Democrats and a bunch of Republicans out there. So we had to bring all of these people together. We didn't want no trouble. So I made a speech at the beginning of the show, and I said, guys, Reality of Wrestling, we've been, here 15 years, and, through this pandemic, we really don't know if we're going to be here next year. But the one thing that all of you guys, feel when y'all come to Reality of Wrestling is an experience. And if this is not here, all of you guys are going to feel, a loss. So that brought all the Democrats and all the Republicans together for that one night. And I told a little white lie there, but it was definitely something that was needed to actually, like I say there again, try to bring people together. There's so much negativity, there's so much stuff going on out there in the world right now. Exactly.
So
and I just think with Reality of Wrestling, we are a ministry, so to speak, and having a ministry is about bringing everybody together under one roof.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, I think people want the same thing. It's just a different view.
Exactly.
Everybody wants the same thing, and so they say like, "Hey, we're fans of wrestling. We're fans of things going on in the community." I was there that night, and I remember that speech. And I was like, "This is interesting."
Yeah, I don't know if you saw my face because I was like,
you didn't even know about it.
What?
Yeah.
But yes, people, reality of wrestling is still here. We're still going.
Yeah. And okay, so you talk about, the fans and the support, but I think the fans, it's a part of the family too, in a different way. But I look at the way that the reality wrestling roster and the crew, whenever one person like AQA, she gets, signs a contract with the WWE, I saw so much support from the roster, from fans, and it was like one person wins, hey, we all win. And reality wrestling has been on the map. Booker T, you've done it all in professional wrestling. But it kind of puts some more spotlight on the school and gets some more eyes, on the talent coming out.
It's awesome because it really is true. The more you give, the more you get. So Booker and I pour our heart and soul into this company, and our students call us mom and dad. We really are a family. The fans will tell you, I know most of them by first name. You know what I mean? So, our fans are our family, our students are our family, and it's great. It's wonderful when people like AQA make it to the next level. That's what we want. We want them to fulfill their dreams. So we've had, people go through WWE, Impact, AEW. A lot of these people have come through reality of wrestling, but it also puts a smile on my face. I saw a post from one of our guys the other day, and he was hanging out he's getting married soon, and he put a post out about, I'm spending a bachelor weekend with 4 of my best buddies and my best men, and they were all reality of wrestling guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that kind of lifelong friendship and family is what is so important to us. And then it's just the icing on the cake when people like AQA make it to the next level. It's wonderful.
And the fans, they've grown with us too. I mean, they have literally been a huge part of the success of reality of wrestling because, like we're talking about now, all of our students are homegrown students. They're not like, stars from, around the world or anything like that. Our fans are watching our students become their stars. And hopefully they've seen the AQAs before they were superstars.
Right.
And I think that's what's really cool about reality of wrestling. We never, put the superstar label on our guys. We're just a reality of wrestling stars. But one day the hope is to become a superstar.
Yep.
Who do we have coming out next? I know there's a ton of talent, but is there any, who do we keep our eyes on?
I never really look at it that way. I always tell the guys, I've lived my dream. I've gotten a chance to do it and see it all. Now, if that's the dream that they want, man, they're going to have to put in the work to actually do that. I see so much talent in reality of wrestling, and I can just start spitting off names as far as, man, who's going to be the next. But those guys, they got to be the ones that want that more than me because it's their dream. Of course, I want to see Q make it in the big time. Of course, Ed Stone right now he's on a tear. He's on a roll. Gino, of course, we want to see Gino make it to the mainstream. Ryan Davison is definitely a guy that's put in so much work at reality of wrestling and has come so far. And there again, I mean, the names and the list, the Roxy's go so far and so deep with reality of wrestling. And the thing is, I'm sure that they're going to have their time in the sun. But there again, I was looking at a movie, The 5 Heartbeats, and one of the guys, he said, he was a writer. He said, Donald Duck Williams is going to be a great writer one day after he feels more pain. And he asked himself, what does that mean? That's what these guys are going to have to go through before they make it to that next level.
Wow. Well, I think of like a college athlete, and kind of making it to that, you play in high school, kind of, then you make it to the next level, and they're like, man, everybody is good.
Exactly.
Who's going to put in the work? Who's going to have that, not quit whenever it gets hard, but just keep pushing through.
Yeah.
And
I forgot to mention Hyen. I always got to mention my girl Hyen.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah. So whenever the school and it's running, people are training right now. Like how many people, I guess, come through at a time? I guess last year was probably pretty interesting because people had to maybe go back home and schools weren't open all the way? Or
It's crazy. Last year it was topsy-turvy, but they still tried to get in that gym as soon as we got it open. We had a couple of COVID incidents where, a couple of people got it and we had to shut down for a while. But they were gung-ho, and the thing is, our student count, I think, if we would have wanted it to, our student count could have went up last year because the kids were still calling. They still was ready to join. Even through the COVID months, they were still calling to join the school. So we didn't lose a whole lot on that side right there. We got students in the gym right now because I've been away from the gym for this COVID time, trying not to, be exposed. We got so many kids in there that I don't even know them. I gotta acquaint myself. I gotta relearn who all the guys are now because we got so many more new students, which is really, really a good thing. It just lets me know that reality of wrestling is going to thrive, no matter whether I'm there or not. And that's what my ultimate goal for reality of wrestling was to be, from the beginning, to create something so big to where, God forbid something happened to me. But if that did happen, like my kid, Kevin Bernhardt, who I met when he was in high school, who's my right-hand man now, who runs everything. Some years ago, he said, Book, one day I'm going to, I'm going to run everything, and you're just going to, have to be able to sit at home, and that's what I've been doing for the last year.
It's time. Yeah. Kevin's awesome. And I've so my friend Chevy Cheveria, he runs a podcast, Chop to the Chest, and I listened to the episode of Kevin's story, and then I was like, Kevin, I got to interview you myself. I want to find out some more about this. And then after that, shortly after was the rewards, and there was his buddy, from Lake Jackson who was honored that night. And it's just it was a really cool time. The rewards, it's coming up again. Let's see, that's going to be next Friday, right?
Yep.
Next Friday, 7:30. You can reserve tickets this Friday. It's free to attend. What kind of awards are given out during that event?
So we have several awards, like the OMG moment, the Rising Star moment,
Match of the
Year, promo of the year, that kind of thing. So we like to keep it fun, and again, just to celebrate our guys. But you'll see a lot of new surprises. We try to add 1 or 2 awards every year, so just stay tuned. I don't want to give that away, but it's going to be a fun time.
Yeah.
All right, and then I think there's a taping going on that's coming up pretty soon. When is that?
Thursday, March 18th, we have another show, action-packed show, so you can get your tickets online. They're almost sold out, so hurry up and visit realityofwrestling.com. But, that's going to be right there at Booker T's World Gym Arena at the Mainland City Center.
Yeah, we are limited capacity, of course, but right now we are so close, guys. We are so close to actually opening the doors back up again for Reality of Wrestling fans to actually be able to come in and have a great time. Create some of the best tapings, and have some of the best pay-per-views. 2021 is going to, we thought 2020 was going to be our best year. We said that
right.
In 2019. We said, man, 2020, man, we finally have overnight success 15 years.
15 years later.
but it's actually going to be the 16th year where the overnight success really kick in. 2021 is going to be a great year, guys, so get ready. Reality of Wrestling is about to reboot. Yeah.
There you go.
One thing that's really cool that I saw y'all opened up for local businesses to sponsor wrestlers. It was a great idea. I saw my friend, Rockin' Rivers, they sponsored Cam Cole, I believe, and then he also owns the Gun Vault, and then he sponsored Brian Keith.
Awesome.
Right.
And so I was asking, I said, can I sponsor Brad Gilmore? Just on a post. And I said, that would be awesome. I want to sponsor Brad. I love Brad.
Well, someone sponsored our ref, Rudy.
That was us.
That was okay. All right.
Because they told me no, I couldn't. I couldn't sponsor Brad. They couldn't sponsor Brad. So I said, I want to sponsor the referee.
Okay,
he's the best in the business.
Thank you. Awesome.
That's pretty good.
But again, that's just a way that it's organic. It's fueled by our fans and our community. So it's a great way if you own a small business to get your business out there. You're sponsoring an up-and-coming talent, a Reality of Wrestling star. It's awesome. It just, again, makes everybody feel like they're a part of the process.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they are. And plus, there's so many eyes. You said 450,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Right.
Social media Facebook, YouTube has made the world so small and put eyes on, talent in hot spots like Houston that we have at Row.
Yeah.
Like Brandon tuned in earlier, said, "Oh, Booker T, hey man, I'm a big fan from Sarawak State, Malaysia. Say my name, please." So Brandon, shout out. Good morning, sir.
Oh, wow. We plan on doing some big things over in Malaysia here coming
stay tuned,
up.
Brandon.
So stay tuned. That is going to be perhaps big news coming out here real soon. Us doing some stuff across the pond. So reality of wrestling is something that has always has had big dreams to expand and take what we have created, to so many young people out there, because, young people these days, man, they're major talented. They got all the, talent in the world as far as going out there and being able to be so much better than, my generation. But I do think that the two worlds, merged together could be something really, really awesome as well. And I think that's what reality of wrestling has created. I think that's why reality of wrestling produced so many students, because I'm a guy that, I'm old school, but I'm new school at the same time. We've always had that saying, respect your elders, but my slogan is respect your young people, because they are the future. And I think together, with them driving and me in the passenger seat navigating, man, we could do great things.
All right. Is there any other goals or anything y'all can share for this year? As far as like, hey, we want to get some more capacity if the numbers allow. Is there anything else we can look forward to?
No, I mean, we hope to have full capacity here. I just took the vaccine. My wife, we just took the vaccine. We got one more dose to get. I think the world is going to open up and we're going to be back to normal here real soon. And reality of wrestling is going to be bigger, stronger than it's ever been. We just got some even more good news that, as far as, us being in our spot, for the next 5 to 10 years. So therefore we know where we're going to be. So reality of wrestling can continue to grow even bigger than it is now. So just stay tuned. 2021 is going to be a huge year for reality of wrestling. We hope to, get over 1 million YouTube subscribers by the end of 2021, which would be awesome.
So help us out,
for
everybody.
An independent wrestling company. I don't know any independent wrestling company out there that's got, as many followers, subscribers than we do. And it's only because, I always say, you don't have to be great at what you do, but if people look at it and say, man, that's pretty good, they'll watch it again.
Yeah. I know, the numbers. I remember seeing y'all post, we got a video with 1 million views, and then it was like, we got another one with another 1 million views, and then the subscribers just keep racking up.
Yeah.
Well, y'all are putting out great content, so it's easy for people to make that decision. I like whenever y'all do them live, stream it live to YouTube as well.
Yeah. Well, we're going to be doing a whole lot of that stuff. Actually, KHEA and AQA, one of their matches, they got 52 million views on one of their videos.
Shout out to the Diamond.
Women's
History Month.
It's just awesome to have something like that under our banner and something that we created. There again, the reality of wrestling stars doing big things. And 2021 is going to be even bigger.
I will say, whenever I do bring on wrestlers on YouTube, like our YouTube numbers, they go up. Like Alex Gracia, I bring her in studio.
Yeah, she's one to watch.
She's one to watch as well.
Yeah, and then people are searching them out, and they end up and they watch our video, like the interviews and stuff with Alex, and she's great. She's super like humble and kind, and she's very talented. And you see her on AEW Dark like every week, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's what it's all about. Staying humble. You're gonna travel, up that road, but you got to remember you're going to travel down the same road. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Give people respect, but make sure you demand it as well. Never be a follower, always be a leader. And I think the teachings from reality of wrestling, it's like AQA. She say, "What's the one thing what's the one thing you would tell me, when I go up there, what's the one thing piece of advice you would give me? And I told her, if you get a trainer that treats you differently than I do, you give me a call. So about that, she's like my little girl. She's like, she's like one of my kids. So I've been so protective of her, like she was my little girl for all these years, and I just want to make sure if anything go awry, you let me know, and I'll rectify the situation.
Just a cute story about Angela, AQA. People who know me know that I am serious about food, okay? I love food. Don't touch my food. Angela is the only person who can come up to me. She has come up to me and just taken stuff off my plate and start eating it. And I just look at her. And I can't even get mad at her. Anybody else? Oh, they got it coming. But she's like our little girl. She's a wonderful person, wonderful spirit. So we're wishing her all the luck.
All right. Is there anything else y'all would like to share this morning?
Oh, man, that's about it.
Yeah, stay tuned. A lot of announcements coming.
Yeah, got a lot of stuff coming up. Of course, Fast Lane pay-per-view this weekend. I'll be there doing my thing at the kickoff panel. And
and tonight? Tonight? What you're doing tonight?
What am I doing tonight?
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my radio show. Oh, yeah.
And also, he's going to be throwing the first.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to be doing the first shot at the Rockets game tonight as well.
That's awesome.
You see, I'm also his calendar.
I got too much stuff on my plate, man. I'm like, radio show, I got that to do today,
Yeah. Okay, so that is fun. The Rockets game. Right now, the Rockets are going through a little spell. They're trying to figure out their identity.
We want James Harden back.
I know.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my goodness.
You're telling me.
I've been, literally trying to get this guy to Houston for the last 3 years. Now I want him back.
Now you want him back.
Yeah. We need him back.
Hey,
we need him back.
You miss it till it's gone. That's what they say, right?
I agree. Well, thank y'all so much for joining this morning. I appreciate both of you coming in.
Thanks for having us.
Appreciate it.
It's KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM.
Radio.